You're live.
This is amazing. I don't even know where to begin. David, can you tell me how this movie came about?
Sure. My writing partner at the time and I, along with 2 other partners from fresh out of film school, were hired at Walt Disney Productions. And the second day we were there, we read an article about a real game that this guy runs in San Francisco, or used to. And it just sounded like a great movie, and our favorite film was It's a Mad, Mad World. So we thought, oh, you know, that's what we could do. And 5 days later, we pitched the movie, and they bought it, and we went on to do it.
And you were 23 at the time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, right.
That's amazing. Can you guys tell me how you got involved? Just typical audition process, or?
I think so, yeah. David said he saw you. I did an old film called I Want to Hold Your Hand, which was David was wonderful, but Bob Zemeckis is the greatest director in the universe. I know. Such a wonderful director, and I love him so much. But David said he saw me in that film, and then that's how I auditioned for this, and that's how I got this film. And by the way, I was not on drugs in this film, I swear. I couldn't believe what a strange kid I was. It was a bad acid trip.
I was not typical.
No.
No. At the time, I was a full-time classical musician. A friend of mine sees an ad in the paper or something for publicity. I think you guys were doing for an open call for the movie. And, you know, just anybody could show up, one of the college types. And, yeah, sounds like
You were like the godfather of this movie.
I said, sure, I showed up. Thousands of people are there at Disney Studio. It was beyond a cattle call. And then, I don't know, they brought us in 10 at a time. And I was sitting there, and I saw David staring at me. I said, this guy, what did he say behind? The next thing I knew, you know, 2 more auditions. Every audition was a little higher floor at the Disney Studio.
Yeah.
And eventually,
Well, can you tell me about the shoot? Where did you guys shoot this? How long did it take?
We shot, of course, all over the city. We had fun researching it when we wrote the film, just going to all these places. And it was 50 days, but actually 50 nights. And we had to shoot we'd start at sunset, and we'd be racing against the clock. We were shooting in the summer, so we had 8 or 9 hours of darkness to shoot in. And I remember always just dreading seeing that sun start to come up, and knowing that, you know, we had to try to stay on schedule. And yeah, so actually the one scene at the Bonaventure Hotel in the lobby with everyone running around, that day I think we set the record for the most expensive day of any Disney film. It was like $200,000 or something, because we went into triple overtime.
It was the first PG, wasn't it? The first PG Disney film.
Yeah, the second one.
The second one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Black Hole.
Okay.
Oh, you're right.
Now I forgot my question.
By the way, we wrote the part for Eddie.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Did you really?
Yeah, we really did.
Well, Eddie, what is like a specific favorite memory that you have from
I
shooting?
remember, I swear to God, this is such a sweet memory, but I remember hanging out with Michael J. Fox. He was a little kid.
Oh, that was my
Yeah, we would have lunch together. We'd go to the Disney Studios. We'd play handball on the walls. We'd go back to this little brick wall. We used to play handball together. We'd talk together. We both were Twilight Zone nuts. And we would talk about our favorite episodes of Twilight Zone. And then I saw him like about 5 or 6 years later. I'm at Universal Studios. I was getting an audition or something. This Corvette, this silver Corvette, spins around. Hey man, you know, Michael's the biggest star in the world. And he's just done Back to the Future. And you know, irony of irony, he was a great guy, same nice guy. And that's the next time I saw him after the movie. Yeah.
Alan, how about you?
for me, I loved hanging around with these classic Disney characters.
Yeah.
You saw John Fiedler up there, the guy with the high voice. Yeah. He's wonderful. It was like the voice of Piglet and all that stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Movies. And it was all these Disney face, Marvin Kaplan. And that's what I loved. These characters, just hanging around with these guys. It was lovely. They were my heroes.
What about the ladies?
Yeah.
You were like, you were flanked by these beautiful women the entire movie.
There's something about, I think it's a combination of genius game creator and lack of grooming. It felt right to me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, to address the Michael J. Fox question, I've noticed it's weird because he has a fairly small part in the movie, and yet you always see him in the materials now.
He was the most serious one. He was like had a straight role. Everybody else was like comedian.
Yeah.
His role was relatively straight.
Did you know that you were onto something?
I just think he was a really wonderful young actor, and we needed an 18-year-old who could look 15.
Yeah.
And that was, he was perfect. When he walked in, he just solved all our problems.
Cool.
He was a nice guy. We shared a hotel room with the Bonaventures, so we'd sit around, all night waiting for our calls. And he was a nice guy.
Cool. Well, I'd love to open up the floor then. Yes, sir.
I haven't seen this in about 20 years, and it's every bit as fun as it was when I was a kid. This is very cool tonight. Thank you. Eddie, it's scary because you have not aged a minute. My question's actually for David, and touching on the black hole, even though you guys were the second PG film, you guys go a lot harder than the black hole went. Was there at any point any notes or interference from Disney saying, like, you can't have an angry lesbian, you can't show the waitress's huge rack so many times, you can't,
The script had been, well, we were brought in, I think the reason we were hired at that young age was that Animal House had just made a killing, and Disney wanted to try to refresh their image with young audiences. But there was the old school of executives there that were suspicious of the new concepts, and there was the younger guys. And our script got a thorough reading, and I remember seeing, notes, well, this script's going to need the Lubitsch touch. It didn't get, but the one scene that attracted a lot of attention on the lot was when we did the telescope scene with the girl undressing. And I've never seen more people come to a soundstage to watch the shooting.
At Disney.
Believe it or not, the scene, that innocuous scene where I got Maggie on the moped, Maggie and I were riding, and I was going, get this mean machine between my legs. That was like a big deal. Looking back on Elvis and the pictures, it was a big deal then, and that was like a big deal for Disney to have that risque of money. Like nothing. But that was, I remember, that was real controversial.